Okay, in the last video I explained how we can use the two areas that Giraffe allows you to set at the usage level to report gross, net, or two kinds of net areas, maybe a net floor and a net sellable. Or you could use it for net enclosed and net unenclosed if you were concerned about balconies. Really, it's up to you. What Giraffe's doing is just doing some simple multiplication of the total area of the polygon multiplied by the levels by a factor. And for every usage, Giraffe gives you two factors, and it gives you the ability to name those two factors. So just in this video, I'm going to touch on analytics and how you can use those two fundamental factors in your analytics. And so I'm just going to set up a category called area calculations and create it. And I'm going to add a measure. I'm going to turn off this default layer and just work on this over here. And I'll do a few things just to show you how powerful this can actually be. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go mega. I'm going to make a GFA Calcs 2 second option because this is going to be really fun. All right. And I'll just copy these and I will paste them to the center of the screen and make sure that they're on GFA Calcs 2 second option. All right. So now we have 4 geometries. We've got 2 residential geometries and we've got 2 commercial geometries. And they all have the same amount of levels, but they have different floor to floor heights. They also have different efficiencies. So you can see the residential I've sent 99 and 1. That's not very realistic. Normally, I think, at least in my experience in Australia, a point tower has an efficiency of 80% and then a cell efficiency of 72%. And that's, so this efficiency, no core, and this efficiency, no core and no corridors. And commercial, much higher, 90% and 85%, because generally there's no corridors in commercial buildings. You just sell the whole floor. Okay, so let's report these areas. So I'm going to call this gross area, and it's going to be measured in square meters. And I can pull those gross areas directly from the model. So Giraffe has these convenience methods, these convenience areas done. So I can see that gross area, then we've got the net area, and we've got the saleable area, which are the 3 fundamental areas. So the first one is the area of the polygon times the levels, and then there's the 2 factors, the net and the saleable. So I'm going to go gross area, I'm just going to report it, and then I'm going to duplicate that, and I'm going to say net area, and I'm just going to get net. And I'm working in square meters here. You can see we're also reporting this stuff in feet, and I'm going to get rentable area, and I'm going to get the saleable area. And I'm going to report it. Okay, so we've got 12, 11, 10. So the gross area is the biggest, the net area is the smallest, the rentable area is the second smallest. I can break it down by commercial. I said by usage. If I do this, I get all this context in this 2-bedroom unit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to configure this stuff, and I am going to split by layer, and I'm going to ignore that default layer. And now I'm getting this, 6x2 table. So I've got the gross area on GFA Calcs, which is this guy over here. I'll lower the levels of 1,021 square meters of commercial, 919 of net, 868 of rentable. And I'm just pulling that out directly from Giraffe. Now, we could actually duplicate this and work it out explicitly. So let's call this rentable area explicit calc. So I'm going to get the gross area, and then I'm going to get that efficiency, that cell efficiency, and I'm just going to go A times B. Save changes. And it's the same. That net rentable, 868 and 868. This is just calling out the saleable area, and this is calling out the gross area times the cell efficiency. And luckily for me, in this demo, they are the same number because that is the calculation that's happening. It's that simple. So I'll just delete that one. Delete. And so we're splitting now by usage. We can toggle that on and off. So this is the gross area of 2,000. That's both all the buildings on the GFA Calcs layer. This is all the buildings on the GFA Calcs second layer, or I can show them by layer and by usage. Pretty cool, pretty powerful. I've spent so long as an architect in, copying between Rhino and Grasshopper and Excel and Revit and ArchiCAD, getting these numbers sorted out as we did our master planning, sometimes SketchUp. Giraffe does it automatically and presents it really beautifully. And hopefully that explains again just how simple this concept is. It really puts it on you to understand what bits of the building you're measuring and what factors to apply, but you can apply 2 factors and then you can use them very flexibly throughout the app.